We spend our entire lives collecting answers, memorizing facts, and building a comfortable sense of certainty. But the most profound truths about your existence are hidden in the things we are fundamentally incapable of knowing. Right now, there are deep, unsettling mysteries quietly operating in the background of your daily life. You probably assume that someone, somewhere, has the answers, the brilliant minds, the elite institutions, the advanced algorithms. But they do not. We are all living in a massive cosmic blind spot, and the moment you lean over the edge of what humanity actually understands, reality starts to fracture. Think back to when you were a child, looking at the world with absolute wonder. You ask questions that seem simple, yet they cut straight to the core of existence. What does it actually feel like to be a dog? Do fish feel pain when they glide through the deep ocean? What about the insects crawling beneath our feet? As we grow up, we are conditioned to push these thoughts aside to focus on practical things. We stop wondering if the Big Bang was just a cosmic accident, or if there is a grand architect behind it all. And if there is a creator, why do we instinctively assign a gender to something so infinitely beyond us? Why is the world filled with the silent suffering of innocent people and animals? We like to believe we are the authors of our own stories, balancing our bank accounts, making career moves, and choosing our partners. But is there a hidden script already written for your life? Are you actually exercising free will, or are you just a highly sophisticated biological machine reacting to chemical signals? If you are just a machine, then why are you aware? What is this strange thing we call consciousness? Will the artificial intelligence we build today eventually wake up and ask these exact same questions? You might have assumed that growing older would bring clarity, and that the experts had this all figured out. But the truth is, the deeper we dive, the more the ground disappears beneath our feet. Yet, exploring this abyss is where the real thrill of being human begins. It brings us to the very edge of knowledge, where predictability dies. To understand just how deep this mystery goes, we have to look at two specific questions that absolutely no one on Earth can answer. Imagine looking out the window of an airplane on a long flight. You see massive mountain ranges, vast deserts, and endless oceans, and you try to comprehend the sheer scale of our planet. Then, you remember that the blinding star in the sky, our sun, could effortlessly swallow 1 million Earths inside its fiery core. It seems impossibly huge. But, in the grand scheme of the cosmos, our sun is nothing more than a single grain of sand on a cosmic beach. It is just one of 400 billion stars in the Milky Way alone, a galaxy we can see on a clear night as a faint, ghostly ribbon of light stretching across the sky. It gets more overwhelming. Beyond our galaxy lie at least 100 billion other galaxies drifting in the dark, all visible to our deepest telescopes. If every single star was compressed into the size of a grain of sand, the Milky Way alone would have enough stars to fill a beach 3 feet deep and 30 feet wide, stretching on for miles. But Earth does not have enough coastlines to represent the stars in the entire observable universe. A beach of that scale would stretch for hundreds of millions of miles into the dark. Yet, modern physicists have realized that this mind-boggling scale is just the prologue. The 100 billion galaxies we can see are likely just a microscopic fraction of the true total. Space itself is expanding at an accelerating rate. The vast majority of galaxies are rushing away from us so fast that their light will never reach us. They are permanently locked behind a horizon of invisibility. They share our laws of physics. They are made of the same atoms, electrons, and quarks that make up your body, but they are forever out of reach. And then, modern physics introduces an idea that sounds like pure science fiction. String theory suggests that our universe might not be the only one. We could be living in a multiverse, an unimaginable landscape of coexisting realities with up to 11 dimensions, operating under completely different laws of physics. Some versions of this theory predict a number of universes so massive it is represented by a 1 followed by 500 zeros. To put that in perspective, if every single atom in our observable universe contained its own entire universe, and every atom in those universes contained another universe repeated over and over, you still would not even be close to that number. Then comes quantum mechanics, which is undeniably accurate, yet completely maddening. It implies that countless parallel universes are splitting into existence every single second. Right now, there could be a reality where you graduated with highest honors and married the absolute love of your life, while in another, things did not go nearly as well. Some scientists dismiss this as nonsense, arguing that there is only one true universe. Others believe our reality is nothing more than an elaborate illusion. Right now, there is zero consensus. We only know the answer lies somewhere between 1 and infinity. This brings us to the second great mystery. Somewhere out there, in this unfathomable ocean of worlds, there must be life. It seems statistically impossible for us to be alone. So, where is everybody? This is the famous question physicist Enrico Fermi asked decades ago. While conspiracy theorists claim alien ships are constantly buzzing our skies, the evidence is deeply unconvincing. The real mystery is far quieter and far more terrifying. The Kepler Space Telescope revealed that there could be 500 billion planets in our galaxy alone. If only 1 out of every 10,000 of those worlds has the right conditions for life, that still leaves 50 million potential habitats right here in the Milky Way. Here's the riddle. Earth is a newcomer. It did not form until 9 billion years after the Big Bang. Millions of other planets formed long before ours, giving potential alien civilizations a head start of billions of years. Look at how far human technology has advanced in just the last century. Now imagine a civilization that has been developing its technology for 1 billion years. They should have easily colonized the galaxy by now, building massive stellar engines or sending out vast fleets of ships. At the very least, their communication should be buzzing through the cosmos. Yet, we look up at the night sky and we hear nothing but deafening silence. Why? The potential answers are dark. Perhaps a single, hyper-intelligent apex civilization rules the galaxy, maintaining absolute radio silence and instantly destroying any young civilization that dares to make noise. Or perhaps intelligent life is an incredibly rare biological fluke that only happened once here on Earth. Maybe every advanced civilization naturally creates the seeds of its own destruction, wiping itself out before it can ever leave its home planet. But there are brighter possibilities. Maybe we just are not looking hard enough, spending only pennies to scan a tiny fraction of the stars. Maybe advanced beings do not use primitive radio waves anymore. They might communicate through dark matter or dark energy, the mysterious forces that dominate the universe. Or perhaps we are looking at the wrong scale entirely. Just as our technology continuously shrinks, becoming smaller and more efficient, maybe advanced civilizations realize that physical expansion is wasteful. Perhaps they digitize themselves, shrinking down to a microscopic scale to live inside beautiful, intricate patterns of pure information, leaving no footprint on the universe around them. We might be on the verge of finding out. Soon, we will have the technology to analyze the atmospheres of nearby planets for signs of life. Projects like SETI are opening up their data to the public, allowing millions of people to join the search. In laboratories, scientists are even trying to engineer entirely new forms of life from scratch. Whether the cosmos is teeming with alien societies or we are drifting in an absolute, eternal emptiness, both answers are profoundly staggering. Because if we are completely alone, then the choices you make, the love you experience, and the questions you ask are not just minor events on a lonely rock. They become the single most important thing in the entire universe. The pursuit of understanding is never a burden. It is the ultimate human privilege. Knowing more does not make the world smaller, it makes it infinitely more beautiful. It is the wild possibilities and the unanswered questions that pull us forward into tomorrow. So, keep looking up, stay curious,